Good evening, everyone. This is the fourth and final group stage game for these teams in the NBA Cup. It should be a great one. Joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we'll be getting the inside story tonight. Shams Charania is joining us at the broadcast table. Shams, it is so great to have you by our side.
Kevin, thank you so much. It's great to be here. I always love to follow the game, talk about the game. It should be a lot of fun tonight.
You'll give great insight. We can't wait to get going. And a look at the recent power rankings. Some interesting stories here in the early part of December. You look at the Bulls. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top five.
And you know, with the Knicks, they've sure made a statement here early on, outpacing some teams that were expected to be better, owning that top spot and defending it with pride.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. The guard pair, it's Suggs and Harris. And it's Carter in at the 5 spot. And for the Knicks, Payne out there with Josh Hart. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Sims in at the center position. And it's the Knicks to start out. And the shot goes in. Sims has got the game going here with the first basket for the Knicks. Shams, the Magic last year with their highest win total in over a decade. They were fun to watch. Had some money to spend over the summer as well.
The Magic knew they were in a good spot heading into free agency with all that cap space, and they wanted to build around the young core that landed them the 5th seed, and players actually now want to come play with Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner under Jamal Mosley, and they tried to find players that complement what they already had in place.
Players like Mosley, I mean, that future seems very bright to me.
Players want to come play in Orlando. I've had multiple players, star players, say that's a team that's building the right way.
That one good for 2.
Hey, you can see that former football player mentality and history on display with Suggs. He is fearless.
For 3, Bridges trains the three-pointer.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
He had just over a minute played here in the start of the game. And Shams, nothing gets a workout like your phone. We're here, we're talking NBA, we're watching this game. We got this great group here courtside. You've got 2 phones working, and I'm sure there's a third hidden in your bag. Can you estimate how many texts do you send and receive a day? Is there even a number we can put with that?
Kevin, how many texts do you get a day related to NBA info? You're coming at me. You know the job is hundreds of messages flooding my phone on a daily basis, and the screen time usually in busy seasons tends to be closer to 18 to 20 hours, but this is what we sign up for. This is what we love to inform the audience.
Oh, and I know you love every second of it. New York shooting their first free throws of the game.
And the season numbers for them at the line thus far are really poor, something I'm sure they are making a point of emphasis.
I think they've taken a major step in the wrong direction when you talk about their foul shooting, guys. I mean, they're not even close to what they shot last year.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. When you look at the NBA, Shams, any changes you'd like to see?
To me, it's having players stay healthy, right? I would love to have a rule that players just play and the top players are there playing the most meaningful moments of regular season games and allowing players to have freedom defensively. And the league can find plenty of other ways to discourage players, but to allow players to really be there in the big moments, to defend at a high level. And I would just love to have a healthy serum that we can spread around the league and keep these guys on the floor.
I think here at the table, we're all nodding our heads, looking up and down. We all agree completely with what you're saying. Now, here's Suggs. His last outing, he had 18 points.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
Anunoby passes to Sims. Carter pulls it in.
Tell you what, he does not miss many of those. He's usually a very strong finisher in tight.
Harris kicks to Carter. Wagner outside. Sinks the triple. Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those were transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York, getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
And trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful. Now, here's Wagner. Coming off a 12-point game his last outing.
Pretty nimble play that time by Wagner, pulling up before the defense could get set to stop him.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the Magic retired the first jersey number in their franchise's history, that of our esteemed colleague and Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando's #1 pick back in 1992, Shaq went on to lead them to their first NBA Finals appearance in 1995. The honor is well-deserved, Kevin.
Yep, he's our teammate, isn't he, David? We love him as a guy, and we love him as a player. And Jamal Mosley has called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. He's checked in for the Knicks. And a switcher also for Orlando. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Banchero. And so here's Orlando. Wagner passes to Carter. Magic moving the ball around. Down low. Stolen away. On the wing, Bridges. He has 5. No good on that one.
Boy, he really bungled that finish.
Harris outside. Isaac outside. Pass to Carter. Over Payne. It's rebounded by New York. And they are on an incredible streak right now. 20 wins in a row. Amazing.
This team, I tell you, is doing a heck of a job actually putting their name against some of the best names in the NBA's history when you talk about winning streaks. I mean, these kind of streaks do not happen often, and there's a lot going right for this group right now.
It's Hart on the wing. Pass to Sims. And here's Payne, guarded by Harris. Sims kicks to Bridges. A 3-ball. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Wagner. Scores after the quick crossover. Wagner's got 7. New York trailing. Hart with it. Still yet to score. Back to Payne. It's up a 3. And he's good on the 3-ball.
Oh, unselfish play from Bridges, continuing to grow as a leader with plays like that.
Wagner against Bridges. And that one's good. Wagner. Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Here's Hart. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question.
The previous play is under review.
And at this point of the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
Yeah, anything can happen. I mean, they want to get the call right, and the league is taking steps to speed the process with the replay.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And it looks like they got it right this time. No basket. The clock had expired while the ball was still in his hand.
And even if they don't show it, I know the refs are proud of themselves after a replay proves them right. They're like, see, we had it right all along. So good call, fellas.
And so it's Franz Wagner making highlights for the Orlando Magic. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We come back right after this. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Orlando.
A huge part of their offense, pushing the ball, looking for fast break opportunities, always a good idea.
You know, points off turnovers is something else they've excelled in. I expect the opponent at least to try to squeeze that orange a little better.
So Shams, when the league brought in that 65 game played rule, it sure seemed to motivate players to suit up.
Those awards aren't just about prestige, Kevin. They're about cold, hard cash. And every summer, we're going to see records set for the biggest contract in NBA history. Every summer that goes by, and that certainly has an effect on players wanting to play and players being in the lineup. Now with the 65 games played rule, there is an incentive for all NBA teams and different athletes.
Well said. This is how the floor looks for the Magic starting the second. Oh, Wagner out there with Isaac. Then there's Black. Then there's Banchero. And it's Houston in at the 2. Here's Banchero after New York gets the 3. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Orlando with the ball, following the score by New York. And there's the drive. A nice shot by Black. And Shams, we know you are so connected and on top of so many great stories and players and trends in the NBA. I have to ask, what is your it's like I'm talking to my teenage daughter. What is your screen time like? You've got to be in front of that computer and clearly in front of your phone every minute, or at least most every minute of every hour of every day.
It's not as high as it needs to be, Kevin. I'll tell you that much. And thankfully, it's not always like that, but certainly at the biggest times of the year, free agency, draft, trade deadline, it is certainly up there, almost in the 19 to 20 range. Kevin, what's your screen time? I feel like you might have a high screen time. You want to be plugged in. I know it.
I take 2 months off in the summer, but for those 10 months, it's 7 days a week, a lot like you. But I know how much happens in the offseason. That's my interest in sitting next to you here courtside tonight, is that you're watching this game, but your mind is always thinking about this and that, and it never ends. Like, you must not get much sleep. You cannot get much sleep, right? My goodness.
We do get sleep, but your offseason is my season, Kevin, and I want to make sure as we get this season going, I'm able to inform you.
And you always do. You always do. Oh, free throws. Good from Banchero. And as the salary cap looks set to rise significantly, Shams, any major effects that you can anticipate?
It won't be like the year the Warriors signed KD. They're going to smooth the cap's numbers, and it's not going to spike quite the same. But these numbers will continue to get eye-popping when you think about player salary, and you have to keep in mind luxury tax and the new second apron that came into play with the collective bargaining agreement, and that will play a part in how teams build, not putting yourself in a restrictive position to continue to build winning organizations.
A lot of moving parts to contend with, but boy, a lot on the horizon. The league's long-distance bombers are setting their sights on the three-point contest this season. Here are some of the early favorites to make up the field.
And I love the way the voting is shaping up, Kevin. We'll have an excellent contest if these are the shooters who are firing away on All-Star Weekend.
And you look at Hart, and it's him all alone atop the voting. It's pretty much a done deal that he'll be showing off his long-range skills in the three-point contest.
Yep, and he's going to be scary to have to go up against if he's on that day. Nobody can shoot it like he can when he gets in a groove.
And it's going to be an exciting showcase this year. Some incredible shooters, that's for certain. We'll keep you updated as we find out more.
Yeah, and I think we're in for a real treat. I think the increased importance of the three-point shot in today's game has really shined a light on the talent, precision, and really the wow factor of how these guys can drill the long ball.
Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting, Shams, what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, and all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax. It's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least one or two teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly, the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Always so much fun to have Shams join us. No one with a better pulse on the NBA.
Man, Shams is always the first guy to know about the big moves around the NBA. Love hearing what he has to say.
Here's Suggs following the score by New York. Here's Carter, and the rebound goes to the Knicks. Sims has got 4 rebounds in this game. Teardrop shot, and he lays it up and in. Now it's a 6-point New York lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Banchero against Bridges. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by New York. Sims has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. I'll tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Carter for 3. That's tipped. Out of bounds. Magic ball as Orlando keeps possession. Substitution on the court. Here's Suggs. And so it's New York with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. Back to the action in just a minute.
Welcome to the 2K Sports Studio. Off the top, let's take a gander at the Players of the Month. Shaq, you held this distinction 12 times.
Should have been more. How's that? Look at the all-time list. They penalize centers.
I've looked at that list. You're not wrong. All right, looking back now at that first half, we just saw some obstacles to overcome for the Orlando Magic.
Their trouble is defending the arc. It's got to be a team effort. Just one breakdown, that's all it takes to give up 1-3. I love playing these types of defenses. I'm ready to lace them up right now and knock some threes down myself, Ernie.
Thank you for being with us. Now let's send it to Kevin Harlan for the second half tip.
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. We've seen Mikal Bridges really having a great game.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Well, you know what, guys? It was all about efficient offense, not rushing things, taking your time, finding the best shot on every possession.
We've got some incredible talents in this league, and you know how skilled big men are today. Wow, it is something to watch.
It really is, Kevin. I mean, you almost feel like every 7-footer in the league is a capable perimeter shooter that can consistently make threes. Man, the game has certainly changed, and I actually enjoy it. I mean, the evolution of big guys being able to stroke it that consistently is pretty fun to watch.
We've got Anunoby, Josh Hart out there with Payne, then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Sims in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 for New York right now.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
And so here's Orlando. The Knicks making the shot. It'll go, and the Knick lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Harris.
He's really a dangerous perimeter shooter. Harris is great at cashing in from this spot on the floor.
It's stolen by Harris. Wagner outside. A three-pointer, no good.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
Well, the Magic last year, Clark earning the number 5 seed in the East. It was a giant step forward.
It certainly was. And I tell you what, they've got an impressive, very impressive young core. And this was the first time they made the playoffs since 2020. And now the minimum expectation is a playoff appearance. And I think they'll be able to deliver on that.
Now, here's Suggs. 8 points for him. And there it is for him. Suggs has got 10.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
From past the arc. Clark, that's good. And the Knicks lead by 4.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game is played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. It added in me deep down, but that brought it out more. That combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks.
First in the league in fewest turnovers. Extremely smart group of guys in terms of how they execute and really take care of the ball.
And Greg, that field goal percentage you were talking about, they're the best in the league because of how smart they run their offense. You see nothing but good shots from them. Here's Payne. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Pass to Hart. Jacks up a 3. Harder pulls it in. Carter's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Harris finds Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
And like a number of centers in today's NBA, Wendell Carter Jr. continues, Clark, to hone his three-point shooting.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, it's almost mandatory necessary for big guys nowadays to be able to knock down not only the mid-range jumper, but the three-point shot. Give credit to Carter Jr. for seeing this growing trend and then working to put it into his toolkit.
And we've got a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. A different look for New York. Achua, he's checked in for Bridges. And Miles McBride subbed in for Josh Hart. And a change for the Magic. Isaac's checked in. The shot by Carter, nobody around. No good on the quick three. The Knicks leading by 3. McBride passes to Anunoby. And the 3 off target. And Wagner's got the ball here for the Orlando Magic. Here's the 3. No good. This miss, number 4 in 10 shots.
One made 3 formed for the game. Does he focus closer in? Let's see.
Here's Payne. Good on the jump shot. Payne's got 5 points in the quarter. The Magic trail by 5. 1:33 left in the third quarter. Wagner outside. Back to Suggs. 6 on the shot clock. Offensive rebound. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Carter Jr. plays with an impressive physicality. I think it's what makes defenders overcommit like this.
It's his first trip to the line.
And did he lay an egg at the stripe in their previous game? Couldn't get anything to drop.
Was completely out of sync on his free throws, and I'm sure that led him to some extra work at the foul line. And boy, I tell you what, he's really coming to his own this year. I mean, that is an enormous step up from what he shot at the line last season.
The Magic making a switch here. Black's checked in. Carter hits them both.
You know, when we talk about the modern big, Carter Jr. is a great example of it. He can shoot, he boards it, he's got good size, and a pretty diverse skill set.
Now here's Payne. He's got 8. Fires for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. Payne's got 11 points.
And the D has gotten a little bit lax here defending the triple.
Wagner kicks to Black. Suggs in the corner. Crafty move. And he sinks the layup. He's got 14.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Suggs. 14 points for him. Carter down low. Sims there. And it's Carter missing.
And he has lost all confidence out there. Still not a single field goal made in the game. The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA. The lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
Wagner finds Isaac. Carter with the screen. Black. No good on the triple. Anunoby outside. And so it's the New York Knicks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a two-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. The Knicks leading by 6. Fourth quarter on the floor for the Magic. We've got Mo Wagner. Black is out there with Howard. Then there's Jonathan Isaac. And it's Banchero in at the 3 slot.
And no matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball inside.
Here's Banchero. Porty grabs the rebound.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here. And, you know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure Coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
Banchero looking around. And it's Wagner missing.
Tell you what, the defense was lucky there. I mean, leave him that open from range, he'll typically knock it down.
Pass to Porty. Launches a 3. The shot comes out.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Isaac throws it down.
You know, when he's got room to lift off, he's going to power home these alley-oops. Jonathan Isaac. Got to keep an eye on him, folks.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear. And immediately. Joseph, he's checked in for Orlando. Jalen Suggs comes in for Black. Right now, I've sent it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, during the break, I heard Tom Thibodeau as he talked with the team. While the team is up, Coach doesn't want his team to let up. He told the team to finish this game. Do not think this will be easy. We've seen comebacks before. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks, David. Pass to McBride. Shoots the 3. Good on the three-point shot. McBride's got the lead up to 11 now for New York.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
Here's Kolek. Achua, the pass to McBride. This one for 3. Connects from three-point range. And the Knicks lead by 14.
It's been this way since halftime. Tremendous production from beyond the arc.
Boy, it's been a three-point barrage. They came out gunning and have not stopped.
Here's Banchero. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
Three-point goal. And he's got a nice fluid motion on his long-range shots. I think Banchero will be a consistent three-point shooter at the NBA level.
Here's McBride. The 3. Drains it from beyond the arc. McBride's got 11 in the second half.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
And we've got a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. Orlando making some changes. Wendell Carter, he's checked in for Wagner. Franz Wagner comes in for Jonathan Isaac. And it's Gary Harris in for Joseph. And Orlando has possession. It's a 14-point game. Out to the wing. A floater. Goes back up. Oh, that's blocked. Pass to McBride. From the arc. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 9 rebounds now tonight. And Harris wide open. He shoots. The Magic again can't hit. New York leading by 14. And McBride gets it to go. McBride's got 11 points in the quarter.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
Now, here's Banchero. And there's Suggs on the assist from Banchero.
Suggs handling his business so far in this one. Really putting the work in on the offensive end.
And Tom Thibodeau decides to call timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks.
Making up for that lady. That was for Knicks. Sitting answer.
Harris against Hart. Bridges inside the three-point line. It's hauled in by the Magic.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Just punishing the defense from the interior. Wagner doesn't mind scoring against physical defense.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for New York.
Well, you know, they've been tremendous, I think, when it comes to sharing the basketball. You know, getting guys involved on the plays and creating offensive opportunities for everybody. Equal opportunity offense is fun to watch.
And we're also seeing a lot from them at the arc in this one. Tonight, it's been all about that three ball for these guys.
The first free throw is good. He makes 1 of 2 that time. From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024. Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly. Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
You know what? Teams can get a little three-happy down the stretch sometimes, letting it fly.
Now, here's Banchero. Now, Suggs. Sings with the rebound.
Tell you what, guys, you don't see that often. I mean, when he's this open, usually it's lights out.
And so only one team answered the bell tonight, guys. Not a monster blowout by any means, but still a double-digit victory for New York.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And so by winning the first of 3 to play in this season series, it should give them plenty of momentum and confidence for the next time they'll have to lace up their sneakers against the Magic.
Banchero finds Carter. Off target from three-point range. And they are really racking up the assists in this one.
And their team chemistry is evident. These guys enjoy playing with one another.
Clark, that's good.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Now here is Harris trying to find Suggs and gets it to him. Misses from close range. 16 seconds left to play here in the fourth. That's good from Bridges on the assist by Hart.
One tough customer. Bridges fighting for the basket in close.
Knocked away and stolen by Payne. from deep three-point territory. And the miss. So no problem for New York as they get the win. This team is still perfect in the NBA Cup, 4-0. They are group winners.
And now as we enter the knockout stage, they're one of my favorites in the Cup. They've played that well.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports as we present our Player of the Game.